Hello, my beautiful souls. I am coming today. You know, it's not very often that a Virgo has the feeling of being lost for words. And I was outside doing my chores and tending to my beautiful animals who bring complete unconditional love. And I thought, I was really reflecting on the current affairs that are happening on the earth plane with humanity. I'm coming to you today very random on June 17th, which is Friday, 2022. And I believe I'm just here to randomly share and ask how my very real sensitives, star seeds, light workers, way showers, how my very real soul tribe is doing with this very fake society that we live in. And I actually was feeling a little bit outside like victim mindset, and I corrected myself instantly and had to remind myself that we chose to be here at this time because we are the way showers, because we are the ones that are fixing our sights on the unseen. We are the ones that are anchoring in to the heart chakra, love, compassion. And although it's very intense and very overwhelming to us emotionally, physically, energetically, I believe it's our reminder. I had to remind myself. I'm here to remind you that you're a beautiful soul, that your sensitivity is a gift, that my sensitivity is a gift, that those who walk forward in the Christed heart, the illuminated heart, the compassionate heart, are those who distinguish the darkness that we're watching and witnessing and observing on the earth plane. And I was reflecting on that recently, because a lot of us are getting clear visions, right? Our third eye and crown are becoming very activated with the current Schumann spikes that are happening and the intensity of them and the fluctuations, right? A lot of highs and lows energetically. And sometimes it feels like we're losing our footing, so to speak. And I don't remember when I became in sync or enlightened or open to... I think I've been always energetically sensitive to energies. And then when my eyes became, awakened, my third eye, and the scales removed, right, so to speak, like I unveiled myself through the power of God and the Creator and the King of the universe. It was like the sensitivities became magnified, right? A lot of us are born very sensitive, and then through conditioning or programming, we either numb it out or escape from the sensitivity, or we believe when others tell us that we're weirdos, or we believe ourselves when we feel like we don't fit in. And we're now coming to that realization that we weren't meant to fit in. We're meant to change and flip the way that humanity's been so asleep to the things that have been happening. So the majority of my major awakening took place in 2014. I would love to know in the comments below when your awakening happened. And it usually takes something, you know, very life-changing that usually wakes us up from the slumber. And so utilizing that wisdom of being the overcomer of the things in your life that you've experienced, right? And being able to find the gratitude and the light in those things, not excusing or condoning out of control narcissistic egoic behavior, or even, you know, the things we're witnessing now are basically the psychopaths wanting to turn everything into AI to disconnect us from our soul, our spirit, God, creator of the universe, and making a lot of people question themselves. I believe questioning is important, but as we become more clear seeing, it becomes more intense, especially for us very real people living in a very false, I don't like saying world, because Gaia is here to sustain us, and creator of the universe created this planet to sustain all of us. But the society and the falsehoods and the programs and the betrayals, abandonment, all of the things that many of us are being faced with at this time to see and to bear witness to. I mean, I knew I was sensitive, and it seemed like when I was younger it was easier to escape, right, to check out of that sensitivity. But in all actuality, we come back to the things that we've escaped, so to speak, from, or numbed out. But I also have a very huge compassion and heart and empathy, not sympathy, empathy for those who find themselves so sensitive that it's just too freaking much, right? The disassociation. Because now that I'm facing it personally in my life, now at an older age, you know, it feels like I'm 20 times more sensitive than when I was born as the indigo child, empath, way shower. And so as I awakened, I had to face the things in my immediate surroundings first. And then finally finding my truth, speaking my truth from my heart, speaking my feelings without allowing somebody else in my immediate surroundings to shame me or tell me I'm a freak or tell me, you know, that my feelings don't matter. And now fast forward to June 2022 and all of the things that we've been witnessing over the last 2 years, the domination, the censoring, the silencing of voices. When is enough is enough? And how do you handle bearing witness and being the observer of the major injustices that are taking place within the human race? The injustices, you know, I could go on and on and on of all the injustices, but when do we or how do we continue to have the strength and the courage to be the observer, but not allowing the intensity to overcome us or drown us out or whatever? I believe that's why many of us are exhausted, requiring more naps, requiring more self-care. And that's because we feel very deeply, being in that heart space, all the false propagandas and the false, fake, phony structures and the fake, phony people whose word is not what they say, but they manipulate and gaslight other people. And speaking of that, the psychopaths, who is a very narcissistic trait, projecting onto others, in fact, what they are actually doing. So we are getting attacked on every front, energetically, physically, emotionally. So a reminder, not only to myself, because this is the things that have been heavy on my heart, right? How do we observe in this world but not absorb? For me, it's tons of grounding, tons of crying, tons of clearing my chakras and energy field, and, you know, asking God, creator of the universe, to just help me see the light in myself so strongly that it casts out all fear. And then when I face fear and fear arises within me, to be able to distinguish that it's false, it's fake. We're currently residing in a matrix that's completely inverted, backwards. And so where I struggle the most in my heart is the injustices of children and animals. And trying to be the voice for them because they don't have a voice. The amount of things that is taking place on this planet, and has been for years, but we're now seeing this infection of fakeness brew and come to our physical, tangible senses where we're witnessing it and seeing it. And so it's difficult as a sensitive. It's difficult as a person who wants fairness and justice and a respect and an honor for all who, you know, reside on this earth plane, earth dwellers. So a lot of self-care and doing things that bring joy, so that we're not becoming so dogged down by the injustices, by the hurt, by the intensity of the emotions, the intensity of what we're going through and transforming in our physical bodies. The Schumann resonance is, of course, still intense, still spiking. And so I want to just, I want to draw a Cryon oracle to see a little bit of guidance for how we can handle, manage, and weather the frequent shifts and changes that we're all experiencing here. God, creator, source of the universe, I ask for clarity of mind, love and compassion in my heart, balance in my body, and the courage to handle any of the shifts and changes and the storms. I wish this for all of those who tune in to listen. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so let's just see what this latest is with a lot of us having activations of the third eye. So then when we're starting to not only see with our two eyes what we're witnessing, how can we focus on the unseen and knowing that our energy matters, and how we hold our energy accountable at this time is so very important. And it's so easily right now to get pulled off, wow, is it ever, by things that we're witnessing, right? So wow. You know, my naturopath just called me the other day, returning my phone call, and she told me, you are so sensitive, you need to disconnect from all of the things and the injustices that are going down on the planet. And I totally agree, but it's like I would have to live in a box to not be able to see the things, but I also energetically feel them. So what is this latest over the last few days? Schumann spikes. Sun is currently still in Gemini, but we will be having the summer solstice, which the sun enters Cancer next week on the 21st. So the sun will be going into that feminine, nurturing, very nurturing sign of Cancer, where we need to focus on the home, whether it be our body, our immediate home, our homeland, and how we can feel nourished, loved, taken care of. That was another thing I wanted to bring up. How are you? What are you doing to feel stable in a very shifty time, planet, energies, you know? How are you building your foundation? Joy, solar plexus, fun, heart, playfulness. That's how we overcome. I'm guilty. I'm still guilty. I've been saying that on my videos. I'm having a hard time, but I did turn on music this morning and was just dancing while I was getting ready for the day. And it felt good to move my body. It felt good to play some older music to jam to. And I did feel good moving my body. So dance for me is important and does bring me joy. It's also good for my energetic body, my emotional body. So we're being asked to play, to be childlike, to have more fun. And that's how we will have the courage, the strength to ride the waves of ever-changing shifts that we're going through in humanity on this planet. Joy. The Creator has a smiling face all the time. Did you realize this? Humanity needs to hear this. So many humans believe you must suffer to get the attention of the Almighty God. I would like to give you a secret. Joy gets you more attention. Cryon once gave a very sobering statement. When you lose your inner child, when you lose your joy, you begin to die. How many of you have been feeling like you're dying when these Schumann spikes come in? I have. It's a lie, because we never die. But it's been happening not only for me, but others. The intensity of what we're going through, but we were built for this. So breathe deep into your solar plexus. Again, love up your inner child. Listen to your body. It's a concept that tells us that laughter, joy, and smiling is the way of God. Suffering is the way of humans. Many humans have passed human nature on God and created axisms of rules that are very human-like. So true. I was raised in that, you know. How many of you were raised to believe that if you weren't a good little boy or girl, God was going to pull you and push you into this fiery pit of hell where you were for eternity? Like, man has manipulated what God is, what the energy of God is, to the extreme, right? The biggest abuse is for humans to tell other humans that God's going to punish them for making mistakes. Again, the difference between mistakes and, quote, what I would say sin. Mistakes is we're supposed to learn from them and evolve. Sin to me is the same thing that's happening right now on the planet, where these people are attacking us from within. Our food, the fear, the media, all the fuckery that is happening is all, to me, what they would consider sin. And what happens with that? Karma. When? Not in our time. In God's time. The law of the attraction, the law of the universe, God's law, not man's law. Okay, so I digress. Suffering is an extremely old consciousness method of climbing some kind of worthiness ladder But it's not God's way and never was. Would you whip your children up a set of stairs to show them how much you love them? The phrase that says the Creator has a smiling face all the time is a metaphor for the love of God and the attitude of spirit toward all of us. We are asked to find the God inside and to be a part of this. Joy really is the answer to stop aging, to heal, to enjoy much better life. It's also the key to helping others out of suffering and pain. So this card is really asking you to discover what brings you joy and to do more of that on a daily basis. What are you being told right now? What were we told over the last 2 years? Stay away from each other. Don't celebrate holidays. Don't gather with people you love. Don't go have fun, because if you don't, you're going to catch this little bioweapon and that's going to steal, your fault, you're blaming. Separate, divide, conquer. No. Now is the time for joy. Now is to plant the seeds of having more fun. Now is the time to take action and have more fun. What is it that brings you joy? For me, my pets bring me joy. My children bring me joy. I have one here, one in the spirit realm, still bringing me joy. I have several hearts, several of them, that were gifted to me from my child in spirit. I have several of them. There's 4 here. I got one behind me. Anyway, joy. There's a lot of things in the unseen that bring me joy, but there's also a lot of things that I need to get back to, and this morning was one of them. Getting ready, turning on music, dancing. Although I was in front of the mirror, I didn't need to be. Dancing, moving my body. Getting out and loving up on all my animals, including the ones I have in my home. I went and stayed the night with one of my nieces and great nieces the other night and just had a relaxing evening with no big major things happening. Just played, just enjoyed each other. Went to a fire last Friday. Went to my daughter's on Saturday, and although it caught up to me and I was whipped energetically, emotionally, physically, because it all brought me joy, but it catches up with me because I'm a sensitive, I did it anyway. And I needed that, right? So what is it that you do? I love to play my drum, my singing bowls. I love to have conversation with my husband, even though he's very quiet. So joy is what is needed right now for us starseeds, sensitives, indigos, light workers, way showers, to be able to have the energy to withstand all of the insanity, intensity on the earth plane right now. So there's the answer to that. Let's do another one from the Native Spirit Oracle. What does Spirit want us to know right now? To uplift, to encourage, to bring awareness to us? This one. Grandmother Earth. Respect for the planet. Respect for the earth. To take in all the beauty, to take in all the wisdom. Again, God, creator, source of the universe, created this beautiful planet to sustain us no matter how many people are on it. I believe God knows how many souls are on this planet. It isn't up to the gates of the world to say we're overpopulated. When we heal ourselves, we don't reproduce with other broken people like I did when I was younger. When we know better, we do better. We take the wisdom of ourselves forward. We don't persecute ourselves or carry the weight of the world and the crosses on our shoulders. We're supposed to take forward the wisdom, the lessons we learn. We teach. Grandmother Earth. Let's see what it says. I don't know about you, but the pollen is extreme. Everything's extreme. Extreme heat this week. Extreme weather this week. Extreme winds this week. Today and yesterday we've had solar winds that are coming in. So those daytime high winds that you're experiencing are solar winds. The winds of change. the winds of intensity. I'm getting hot, so I might have to put my hair up. So, joy, 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 respect, wisdom. We should be learning and teaching the whole time that we're on the earth plane. Get out and ground. Get out. Look at the sunrise, the sunset. Stop and take a measure of your life. Assess who you are and where you are. Get grounded. Make plans for the future, but don't act on those plans until you are ready. And feel secure in stepping forward. There's a profound source of strength and power within you, and it is expanding right now. So this, as above, so below. Our bodies are changing, our DNA is changing. How are you, just like it said, make plans for the future, but do not move forward until you feel secure stepping forward. So honor yourself right where you're at. There's a profound source of strength and power within you, and it is expanding right now. Put your roots down. This is time of preparation and going deeper. Boy, did I deep dive over the weekend. We had the moon in Scorpio over the weekend, and I went into some shit that has resurfaced within me. It surprised me. I did not snub it, but I observed it. Grandmother Earth provides the trees, plants, flowers, rivers, streams, oceans, mountains, and valleys, and supports us all with her bounty. She's stable and strong in her devotion to us. You are supported and loved, even if you're not always sure of it. Strength is growing within you. Don't rush, slow down. The seeds that you plant now will bring abundance in the future, but only if you take the time to nurture those new beginnings. Take time to plan your future carefully. Don't rush into anything. Security and protection surround you. You are safe. So very root chakra. Get grounded. That's a mantra I say to myself all the time. I am safe. I'm supported in my body. I'm supported on my journey. If you're thinking of making secure financial investments and receive this card, it's telling you that this is a good time to do so. It's not the time to take risk. To deepen your connection with Grandmother Earth and bring security in all forms into your life, walk barefoot on the earth. Place your hands on the earth or make investments. Imagine the strengthening, grounding energy of the earth filling your life. So a lot of earthy energy coming up. Solar plexus energy with the joy, the fun. We're being asked to ground, have more fun. Remind ourselves that we're here at this time for purpose, greater purpose than what we've ever imagined. And now from the Astro Dice, just for fun, we will roll a planet, house, and sign. We got the 5th house again. 5th house is joy, childlike, play. 5th, we got Aries in the 5th house with Pluto. So time to take action, time to play. Pluto energy is about transformation. So even though you may be going into the dark, deep depths right now, it is important for you to have the awareness within you for joy, for fun. Take action, do something fun, like I did dancing randomly this morning. That's how we're going to transform the energies that we're all very intensely experiencing as starseeds, lightworkers, way showers, indigos. The I am affirmation for this random share. I am considerate of others. Again, my prayer. God, creator of the universe, bring clarity to my mind, love and compassion to my heart. The sensitives are always compassionate and considerate of others. unless you've gotten off the beaten track. What this is to have empathy in your hearts, compassion, be considerate. But I always add to this because I was raised to be codependent. I was raised that forgiveness meant to keep forgiving somebody who did the same shitty behaviors over and over. Being considerate of others is sometimes letting go of others who are not wanting to evolve and shift and change. So love always, but take no shit. Get out and ground. Do your mantras, whatever it is for you. And again, how we transform the density that we're feeling, and I've definitely been feeling it, is to play. Play, find joy. Much love to you. Thanks for tuning in today. Please do let me know how you're feeling, how you're healing, how you're growing, how you're transforming in the comments below. Please share this out to your social media platforms. And until the next time, Shalom Shalom.